My long-term boyfriend wants me to get rid of my pet bunny rabbit. I recently just brought home a beautiful lop-eared bunny. I was asked if I wanted him from a family friend, as his owner sadly had passed away. He has a great personality, he's very friendly, cuddly, clever, and he is even toilet trained. My boyfriend has never been a fan of animals, especially animals like rabbits, guinea pigs, mice, etc. Anything small he's never been a fan of, as he's very strict on being clean and he believes they aren't. Admittedly, I didn't ask him directly if I could get the bunny. We do live together, but it's my apartment. I asked him how he'd feel if I did, and he said he didn't want a rabbit right now as it would be way too much work to take care of it. I thought I'd be able to win him over once he saw the bunny and agreed to look after him, and waited until my boyfriend finished work to show him the new addition to our home. And it actually led to a huge fight where he said I didn't listen to him and that he refused to come back here if the rabbit was still here, and asked when it'd be gone by. He was in such a rage he smashed a few of my mugs that were on the kitchen shelves and threw some of my possessions around, and was just being very threatening, which I thought was a complete overreaction. Fair enough if he really didn't want us owning a rabbit, and there was no changing his mind, but to react so aggressively I thought was completely over the top. In the heat of the argument, I told him that I'd rehome the bunny and that now I just feel awful because this bunny is just so sweet and loving and doesn't deserve to keep changing homes. I'm regretting saying yes to having him, but I also really wish I could keep him. Any advice on what I should do is really appreciated. I'm not thin-skinned, so give it to me straight. Do you really want me to give it to you straight? Because to be honest, the problem is not the bunny. The problem is your boyfriend acting like a psychopath and throwing mugs all over the place simply because you disobeyed his orders and brought home a bunny rabbit. Like, that's an extreme overreaction. It starts with a few mugs before he ends up putting holes in the drywall or trying to put his hands on you. If I'm being completely honest, you need to reevaluate what he is all about. That rabbit is the least of your worries. There is absolutely no excuse to act like that, and you should not accept that behavior in the slightest. I mean, you might even want to look at keeping the bunny and probably rehoming the boyfriend. It's just a little scary based on his reaction. It was such a violent outburst over something really not that big of a deal. I mean, there are ways to take care of the rabbit so it's not all over the place and messing up the house. This honestly just seems like the first step in a wrong direction by staying with this guy, and I think you got bigger things on your plate besides a bunny rabbit.
The full version of the video is on the Am I the Jerk YouTube channel, so check out the link in the description for that. And if there are any updates, that's where they'll be too. But if you like Am I the Jerk, you're probably going to love Am I the Genius. Am I the Genius is on YouTube, but there's also a podcast version of it just like Am I the Jerk. So if you're already subbed to Am I the Genius on YouTube, just search for Am I the Genius on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or whatever you use.